Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Charles Coachman, and this is Coachman on Real Estate. Coachman on Real Estate. If you'd like to reach out to me, you can reach me by cell or text at 408-439-0766. And you can reach us by email at Coachman, O-N-R-E, @gmail.com. That is coachmanonrealestate@gmail.com. Coachman, O-N-R-E, @gmail.com. Well, let's get the show started in the fashion that I normally like to do, and that is talking about birthday shout-outs. Happy birthday shout-outs to Rick McGee, an old friend from Park Junior High School in Antioch, and then Antioch High School. Rick, happy birthday to you. And then Karen Nguyen. Karen is a realtor out of the Phoenix area. Well, I believe it's Phoenix area, but I know it's Arizona. So Karen, happy birthday to you. She is a terrific realtor down there, does a lot of positive things. So Karen, happy birthday to you. Wishing you all the best. And if it is your birthday, happy birthday to you. Enjoy your day. God bless you. And especially Rick and Karen, have a wonderful day. All right. Let's turn back into here. And this is, again, Coachman on Real Estate. I just wanted to come through today. We have got a few topics to cover, and I am just going to go over some of the news from NAR. That's the National Association of Realtors, and I just wanted to make sure that we were covering some of those things that are coming up of late. And there's some different items that people need to be aware of. Number one, the first thing I'm going to cover is FHA. And President Biden has nominated a new FHA head, has not passed the Senate approval yet, but it is coming. Her name is Julia Gordon. She has worked in several different areas in the government. Currently, the National Community Stabilization Trust president, nonprofit organization that supports rehabilitation of residential properties in underserved communities. So here's what I'm gleaning from that is we are going to see more properties, different rules coming up. I'm hoping there are not lawsuits, because we have seen areas where the government is overstepping their bounds. We want everyone to have a fair opportunity to own property. That was something that there have been problems with. Even currently, I hear about people having problems based on their ethnicity. And that should not be the case. Now, I have never experienced it myself where I've had a client that was unable to get a property based on their race. But I'm thinking that the government is going to try and force more of these things going on. Now, there is going to be, there's a lot of talk about giving people properties back that they lost illegally. But I don't know how we're going to do that. There has to be a plan put in place. So we've got to be able to figure that out. And I think if you lost your property illegally, the government forced it, the government needs to take care of it and be able to give you that. I am not for paying a race all sorts of money to make up for slavery. That's not going to happen. I can't see that happening. I'm an American Indian. My family was moved from state to state to state. My ancestors, I should say. I believe that we received $135 when I was or maybe $125 when I was a kid as part of a settlement. So if people are going to be happy getting $125 as part of a settlement, hey, go for it. We have given away billions of dollars to everyone, people that are working, people that aren't working. So I think that there has to be a good plan, a good suitable plan for people that have lost generational wealth because the government took away properties from them. I think that's something that's going to have to be discussed. But because you made a poor decision, you lost your property? No, that's not going to happen. But we need to talk. We need to try and close the gaps on some of our racial problems. Not that I believe the United States is systemically racist. I don't believe that. But I do believe that there are places where we need to make up and pay people for times, if it can be proven and it can be borne out legally that their properties were stolen by a city, a state, or the federal government, then we need to be able to make sure that these people are compensated from their families. And that's where that ends right there. All right, so that was Biden's new FHA head. So be looking out for that and see what's going to happen over the next few months. Over the next few months, there's going to be a lot that's happening. Not that there hasn't been a lot that's happened in these first 6 months of Mr. Biden's presidency. Fannie Chair cautions owners not to be taking out too much equity. Now, this is something that became a huge problem when we went through the financial crisis and housing crisis in the 2010 period. A lot of homes, people had been using their homes like a piggy bank, and you just can't do that. So there are some restrictions in place, but there are ways to get money. But if you want to be smart, do not stretch yourself out. Your home should be the biggest investment that you've ever made. You do not want it to become a burden. Now, for those people that cannot afford their homes, then it's time to sell. You know what? Sometimes people are better off renting properties if they need to, instead of forcing themselves into a huge real estate burden. Your home should not be a burden. It should be a source of joy for your family. And that's what it should be. That's what it should be. Now, us living in the Bay Area, yes, our housing prices are out of this world. It's just absolutely crazy. But if you do not feel like you can afford to live here, if you do not believe that you can afford to buy a home, and buying a home is one of the things that you want to do, then you may need to move to a different area. Or you can look here and you can stretch yourself out to try and buy a property. There are great ways to do it. But do not make your home or purchase of a home something that is going to cause you daily stress. It should not be that. And you've got to take a look at it. But here we go. Fannie Chair cautions owners not to take out too much equity. In 2020, about $185 billion of equity was taken out through cash out refinances, the highest amount since 2007. What does 2007 remind us of? Well, it reminds us of the financial crisis and the mortgage crisis. And we have to watch that. We've got to make sure that you're doing the right things with your home. Now, again, as I mentioned earlier, there are some rules that are put in place. But you need to make sure that you are doing this properly and that you are assured of the chances that you are taking, that you are happy and willing to deal with the chances that you are taking. It's important. Make certain that you understand exactly what you are doing. Be smart about the risks that you are taking with your home mortgage. Plan things out with your wife, your family. Make sure that you are talking with those that know more about this than you do. It's important. Make sure that you are seeking advice from people who understand what's happening in real estate. Make sure that you want to talk with somebody that will give you some financial plans that can take a look and say, this is not a good move. Or, hey, you are in good shape. You can do this. Do not be concerned. But don't put yourself, your family, your home at risk. That's all I'm saying. So we are not worried or concerned about a housing bubble. We just know that some people are pulling an awful lot of money out of their homes. And we want to be careful with it. Certainly our houses, their values have raised quite a bit. Year to date, I think we have risen 14%, if I'm not mistaken, this year alone in housing values. Just make sure you are doing the right thing. Seek strong counsel. Seek good financial advice and heed it. Housing moving past pricing peak, but inventory still low. So this is something, and these articles are written for the whole country. This is something that we have not reached. I do not believe that we've peaked in the Silicon Valley. There are too many people looking for homes, and there are too few homes available. So I think we're still going to see prices going up over the next several months, but I do believe it will level off. One of the good things about this, even as the prices are going up, interest rates are staying low. So if you are a buyer and you are in good financial shape, you can afford to buy a home, I believe that more homes will become available for you to purchase. Where you've been getting beat out in a bidding war in the past, it may just be slowing down. There'll be fewer people in those bidding wars. So take your time, understand what you want to do, but if a home that you want comes on the market, then do what you can to get it. Again, like from the last story, make sure that you are feeling secure in your decisions. Seek wise counsel. That's all I'm telling you to do. That is my best advice as a realtor. Seek good financial counsel with a CPA, a financial planner, so they can tell you exactly what you are doing and see if you can afford to do what you would like to do. Seek that help. Don't be stubborn on it. Get that done. But we want to make sure that people understand prices are leveling off in many areas across the U.S. And you need to take a look. But again, interest rates are low. So if you have a chance and the proper house comes on the market for you, go get it. Go get it. But again, seek wise financial counsel there. Now, I was reading an article that is about being a logic bully. And that is people throwing out all sorts of numbers. Hey, this house is only worth this. This is what this neighborhood has been going for. Realize neighborhoods are still going up in value. So if you throw out numbers from 6 months ago and you are trying to get a person to meet those numbers from 6 months ago, don't believe that it's going to happen. When you are trying to buy a home, What the realtor is trying to do is help to get a meeting of the minds. You want to find out where things work out the best. You want to be able to close the gap. And by throwing numbers out at somebody and throwing stats out at somebody, sometimes is not good for the deal. When you are looking to buy a home, you want it to be a win-win deal. Now, I know that human nature says, no, I want to win, period. This is where I want to be able to beat that seller down, and I want to make sure that I got a good deal. Well, you may never get the home that you're looking for. Make sure that you are being smart about your numbers, and where you two can meet in the middle, buyer and seller, where you can meet in the middle, you want to be able to do that. Do what is right. Work on your plan and get it to work right. But do not try and bully somebody with the numbers that you have. Do not be a logic bully. Now, I want to take the last thing that I wanted to talk about, and this is what a lot of people are doing. They're remodeling their homes, they're painting, they're updating, they're upgrading, they're adding on. Well, one of the things that we have to take a look at is what are the increased costs of remodeling. In 2020, remodeling, some of the costs have went up 50%. And we've got to take a look at it. Is this deal that you wanted to do? Is this room that you wanted to paint? Is this room that you wanted to add on, or you wanted to change windows in the house? Is this the right time for you to do it? You got to make sure, because housing costs have changed. Remodeling costs have changed. So if you went out and got bids 6 months ago, come back and review those bids. Make sure that the bids still work out. Make sure that the numbers are still good. Because usually when you get a bid, the numbers are good for a limited time. They may give you 20 days. They may give you 30 days. But 6 months later, that's usually not going to happen, because especially at this time, as we've seen in various parts of our market, prices have grown 25 to 50%. We are seeing prices change, and no, things that were once affordable sometimes now are no longer affordable, or you have to re-examine what you're doing. So take a good look at that. It's important. If you are ready to start a job and you're saying, hey, this is what I want to do, make sure that you look at your numbers and make sure that your numbers are reasonable. And I'm going to tell everyone here, instead of using a handyman to do your job, get a licensed contractor. Get somebody that you can come back to if the job's not done right. Make sure that you have it done. If you need to get permits to get a job done, I advise my clients to get permits. Do it right. Because when the time does come to sell your home, you want to make sure that you've got the permits. I live in a city where getting permits on some jobs is really, really difficult. But you want to make sure it's done right, and you want to make sure an inspector comes out and says, yes, it passes inspection. Let's go. Proceed. You want to make sure that you're doing that. That is the right thing to do. And that's just as somebody that lists homes for a living, that's what you need to take a look at. You want to make sure that the work that you are being done is being done professionally. If it's not, it could cost you in the end. Make sure that the work that you have done is professional. Now, if you know people that will work off the clock and get things done for you, that's fine. But understand, when it comes to work that's being done professionally, you should most likely have permits and get it done so that when it is time to sell, you can show people the permits, or it's available online for people to see. Do it. Make your life easier, not more difficult. Well, this is Charles Coachman. This is Coachman on Real Estate. We are going to be gone on Friday afternoon, so we will return on Monday afternoon. Have a great day. Happy 4th of July, and enjoy our Independence Day. Take care. God bless. We'll see you next week.